Most business books, I really feel, miss the mark in a way. First of all, we have a very unhealthy attitude toward what goes into them. And you can tell that by the words. Words define how you feel. You talk to editors and you talk to publishers. They use the term content. Now, content is sort of like the manure you take and fill in a bucket. It has the charm of a blood-gorged tick, and it really is not something that's going to enhance people. And if you treat it that way, in other words, we've got this cover, we got to fill the sucker up with something. And this is an attitude that you see more and more in publishing itself. And I'm wondering, so I'm going to ask you the reader, John, what is it that would make, what do you think that your people, your business leaders, your students, what does the publishing world need to do to make our product better for our clients?
Well, first let me say that's quite a metaphor you used. I thought you were talking about lawyers there for a minute, but in any event, content is important, but so is context.
Okay.
Content without context, I think, is less important and less useful.
How do you mean?
Well, take an executive or a middle manager who is looking to fulfill their career aspirations within their organization. They can't. Learning does not occur in a vacuum.
Right.
And therefore, what you read too has to have more than just a little bit of piece of information that you can use. I think the meaning really is with regard to how it fits not only to the individual, but how it fits to the wider, that piece of information, how it relates to the wider organization. That's what I would call value. That's what I would call value-added reading or value-added learning, whatever you want to call it. It's more than just the individual gaining knowledge. It's how that knowledge relates to the whole and how it's applicable
I like
going
that.
forward.
Yeah, because what you're saying, I think, to a very large extent, is that, as I said, our plea to palatability, concise. We'll get it to you quick. We'll get it to you easy, because we know you hate this book to begin with, and so we're going to make it nice and short. And so we give nuggets.
It's hard to write too. I mean, writing with context is very difficult to do, because you can't. You still have to be concise. I mean, these are very busy people who are reading for a purpose, and the context that you do provide for whatever, let's say, business advice you're giving has to be palatable. I think has to be concise, and that's very difficult to write concisely. Context in a concise way. I don't think I've achieved that, by the way, with the book, with Perils of Prosperity. I wrote that book for students so I can teach with. And it's as a writer, it's not only hard work, you're constantly refining. You're constantly trying to be as concise as possible without compromising critical information.